but not by choice. Gates, fences, barricades, limited street access, closed lots, and then some. By now, you've heard the stories from the folk who've lived this nightmare. Business owners have lost customers. A charter school lost students. A veterinarian lost clients. Churches have lost members. And still, Procrastination Crenshaw sits unfinished. And when I say sits unfinished, I mean sits unfinished. Nobody was seduced by the Jedi mind trick they tried to play when they ran that headline on the front page of a local black newspaper about the project restarting in weeks. I mean, come see for yourself. The only trucks on Crenshaw are deconstruction trucks. It took a minute, but to her credit, LA Mayor Karen Bass showed up and she's leaning in on getting our parking back. But think about this for just a second. LA is not Chocolate City, and yet we are blessed to have a black mayor and a black city council president. But where is the black city council president? Where is Marquise Harris Dawson? This is his project in his district, but he has been strangely quiet. Did you notice in the recent Los Angeles Times story about Procrastination Crenshaw that neither Marquise Harris Dawson nor Destination Crenshaw had a word to say on the record? The silence was deafening. When people ask me why the silence, all I can say is, good question. As a reminder, the Crenshaw Corridor community sent him a letter, and it laid out real demands. A public timeline, relief for the businesses that have suffered, and an audit. At the moment, the last one matters most, the audit. Here's the thing, the foundation money, the private donations, that's their business. But this project is also funded by city money, state money, and federal money. I refer you back to the front page story in that black newspaper where they all talked about this. Go read it again. In any event, it's your money. And when public money goes into a $100 million project that still sits unfinished, the public has a right to see where every dollar went. Contracts, budgets, payments, schedules. That's not too much to ask. Again, it's your money. Our letter gave Mr. Harris Dawson a deadline, Friday, September 4th, to respond. The clock is ticking, Mr. President. 12 hours to mind the public's business. And this is one of them. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
How did you want it?
First things first.
Things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not 2 and 7. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Time Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning. Hotep, hola, what's up, Jumbo? I'm Dominique DiPrima. This show is called First Things First, and my first thing is prayer. Always prayer, giving thanks, giving praises, asking for blessings from the Most High, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders, and let's go, okay? Let's go. Happy Think Tank Thursday. This is how we do it. Okay, everybody pump up the gray matter. Time to use it. Hour 1, we look local. Hour 2, we go national, international, and beyond. And in the third hour, we do a deep dive with a person of interest or a hot topic or both. Today's both. We're on point and on schedule. So this hour, it's me, you, Miles, telephone, microphone. Some of y'all saw the debate last night, the Sherman Oaks Homeowners Association. Maybe you want to talk about that. Maybe you want to talk about the heat wave. Maybe you want to talk about, I don't know, whatever is on your plate, on your block. And it's always connected all around globally and nationally these days. Hour 2, we'll talk with Janae Tyler. She is the cousin of Keith Porter Jr., who was murdered by a man who happened to be an off-duty ICE officer on New Year's Eve. And we'll find out the new developments in that situation after the family met with the district attorney, with Nathan Hawkman. And then in hour 3, we're going to look into our seasoned men and women, those going through andropause or menopause, how you can be wise in the way you shepherd your own maturity. Let me put it that way. Ooh, that sounded very, tiptoeish, but we're not going to be tiptoeish. We've got some great conversation coming up with Tracy Garnett. She's an OBGYN and a surgeon, and we'll also be talking with Denise Pines, who is the founder of Wise Paws, and she is the president of the Osteopathic Medical Board. Okay, so we're on some wellness stuff this week, and if you have questions or you're just trying to get it together, you want to stay with me, you're welcome in via telephone. Remember them? 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. That is the pathway into this show. If you want to just talk virtually, go to youtube.com, KBLA 1580. Get in the comments section where our delegation generally gathers and opines. We also stream on Facebook, and sometimes I go live on my Instagram. I'm everywhere at DiPrima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. And don't forget, if you missed a show, and there have been some great ones lately, you can see them, hear them. You can see them on YouTube, hear them wherever you get podcasts, Apple Music, Spotify, all the places. That's where our pods live, and that's where you can always find them. Free of charge. So the first debate of the season was last night. I feel like Bridgerton, the first ball of the season. No, it wasn't quite like that. So for some reason, air quotes, we kick off election season in the Valley. The Valley, to me, in no disrespect to our friends, family, loved ones, and delegates in the San Fernando Valley, but the Valley is kind of like the soccer mom of geographic locations, because the Valley is part of Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a confusing city. We were talking about this with Jasmine Canick. You've got LA County, which covers a vast area, and then you've got LA City, which actually encompasses a bunch of different cities that are all under one mayor. But then within LA County and right next to LA City, and sometimes fully surrounded in the middle of it, you have a bunch of little cities that have their own mayor and their own city council. So it is rather confusing. But most of the San Fernando Valley is covered by the LA mayor, City Hall, and the city council. And for some reason, everyone's always pursuing the Valley, like the way we pursue, like the way the Democratic Party bends the knee for the soccer moms and the supposed independent voters who are oftentimes just Republicans who don't want to cop to it. Although from what I understand now, you got a growing number of Dems that just are disillusioned with the party. In any case, it is a lot of times a little bit more conservative, and so here we go, catering to, and that was really interesting because it was quite telling to see the way that council member Nithya Raman, who is running for mayor, it's the runoff, in case you've been under a rock, it's council member Nithya Raman against incumbent mayor Karen Bass. And the way that she was trying to maneuver, because she is positioning herself as the Mamdani in the race, even though that's kind of strange since she voted almost in lockstep with the mayor until she decided to run. But she was trying to position herself to appeal to those more conservative Valley voters while maintaining her DSA image. I'm going to call it image because really I'm sure someone will come on here and try to explain to me the substance of that. I don't see it. But that's what was happening. It was the weird dance about everybody, I want to fund the police. No, I want to fund the police. No, I want to fund the police. Well, I'm going to fund the police this way. Well, I'm going to fund the police this way. And so it's just a very different conversation. But also, one of the things that I found really refreshing about it, for me, as someone who has known Karen Ruth Bass, the mayor of this city, for decades, literally since I sat on the board of Community Coalition in the 90s when she was the executive director over there of the organization that she founded. I feel like the Karen Bass that I saw in last night's debate was more Community Coalition vintage Karen Bass. And that made me really happy. Not because I don't want people to progress and be in their 2026 version of themselves, but because it was the more feisty, common sense, black woman, GFOH, Karen Bass, who was willing to say, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Here's the reality. And I was just happy to see that Karen Bass. I think she quite handily won that debate. I love to hear your thoughts if you heard it. It wasn't on, I say heard it because by the time I logged on, you couldn't, their website was full and you couldn't see it, so I was only able to hear the audio streaming. But the mayor's command of the stage, her confidence, and her clear answers, there wasn't, the word salad thing wasn't happening at all. I was really happy to see that from her. I thought it was a very good sign as a kickoff to election season. Of course, both candidates had their moments, both made some points, but it was a clear victory for Mayor Bass, in my view. I would love to hear your thoughts. 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Now do South LA. I mean, look, the mayor is the mayor of the whole city, as Barack Obama famously said when he became president. I'm not the mayor of Black America. I mean, not the president of Black America or the president of White America, blah, blah. Yeah, but also, and I can't wait to see how these issues play out and how differently they navigate the tactical subtleties of these issues in different neighborhoods. Starting out in Sherman Oaks was for sure a tell for those of you holding on to this idea that Councilmember Nithya Raman is more progressive than Mayor Karen Bass. 800-920-1580 if you've got thoughts or comments about this or anything else going on. Yes, we are in the middle of a heat wave. I suggest you start your day before you have that toast, that fruit, that, I don't know, Snicker bar, whatever it is you have for breakfast. Before you do it, drink about 24 ounces of water and create a reservoir inside of your body in the colon that can last you throughout the day so you don't die. Even if you don't drink any water all day. Good job, Miles. If you get that 24 ounces in before you get food clogging up the pipeline, you give yourself a reserve, which will actually get you through the day. I'm not saying don't drink any water. We're supposed to be drinking at least 8 to 16 ounces for every hour that we're awake. Sippy, sippy, sip, a little bit at a time. But in the morning, you can guzzle. You can, before you got food in your system, you can take in quite a bit of water. So let's do it. And here's a hot tip. It works better than coffee because you don't get the jitter. I don't drink coffee in the morning, but I will pound some water. Let's go. Team hydration. 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
The KBLA 1580 app puts the realest conversations right in your pocket. Stream live wherever you are in the world. No static. No searching the dial. A crystal clear connection 24/7, exactly when you want it. We recommend that you keep automatic updates enabled. Set it and forget it. So the app stays up to date with store requirements, bug fixes, and new features as we roll them out. Download the KBLA 1580 app today and stay plugged into the conversation everyone's having.
Number 14. That's where Talkers Magazine ranked Tavis Smiley on their Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important talk radio hosts in America. Join Tavis weekdays, 9 a.m. to noon or 9 p.m. to midnight. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Roger and Tracy saved over $18,400. Cynthia was recovering from a family tragedy and saved over $10,300. If you are drowning in debt, then call Debt Blue. Debt Blue is a professional debt negotiation firm with over 20 years of experience helping people pay back a fraction of what they owe. Learn how to cut your debt up to half or maybe more. Be debt-free in 24 to 48 months, even with bad credit. With an A+ rating from the BBB, you can rest easy knowing Debt Blue is going to deliver guaranteed debt reduction. Debt Blue offers a success guarantee. You pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved. That's right. You save money or it's free. Call now for significant debt relief and a free consultation. 800-200-8879. That's 800-200-8879. You don't have to declare bankruptcy. This program works if you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in debt. Call for your free consultation today. 800-200-8879. That's 800-200-8879.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
Seriously speaking, every Saturday when I hear the program about Altadena and how it may not come back, that's happening to us. This is the largest land grab since the gold rush in California. We have an EDD property, 59,000 square feet. Our elected representative determined that she should write a bill that would declare it to be surplus. So now guess what we're getting? Affordable housing. So I hope that we can start listening to one another, because there is a domino effect. If you don't care about us, guess what? We won't be here and then you won't be here.
Not letting them get away with anything. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
It's amazing to me that the LA Times has front cover that Karen Bass lost the debate badly. What debate was Gustavo Arellano watching? The debate in his brain? Because I did not see that debate at all. I saw the mayor commanding the stage. I saw the council member Rahman very annoyed and flustered, and she did, she did better. I'll give you that, Gustavo. She did better than she did in the primary debates, but still, I think she was. I didn't find her answer substantive at all. Every single answer, she was like, "Well, I'm going to do it better. Well, I know the answer to homelessness: get homeless people off the street." Like, it was not detailed at all. It was very much just sort of it's kind of the Trump playbook. I'll just do it better. Oh, we have the best people. Very much coming off as a, I think I'm the smartest person in the room type of individual. Okay, we get that you went to MIT, but also I think the mayor made a great point when she said you've been in City Hall longer than I have, which is the truth, because Mayor Bass was in Washington as a U.S. Congresswoman while Nithya Raman was elected to the city council. So for her to come around trying to act like she's this outsider, and Mayor Bass is the old City Hall establishment, is really laughable if you look at the actual timeline. And Arellano's retelling of some of these moments is just not at all what I saw. So I guess it just goes to show you how two people can watch the same thing and see very different things. When the mayor pointed out that Nithya Raman has the second worst record for showing up to city council members. And then Raman says, oh, well, I'm on all these boards, and so I have all these other responsibilities. Then the mayor said, well, yeah, well, all the council members are on boards, and they find their way to work. The crowd goes, ooh. And then Raman goes, well, why did you appoint me to all these boards if I'm so terrible? And the mayor says, we need to look at that. He says the mayor stammered. I didn't hear any stammering at all. I heard her going, yeah, good point. And then she says, are you getting ready to resign? Yeah. What? But, maybe he has a different perspective, or maybe he's falling in line with the agenda, the clear agenda of the LA Times to slam this mayor every single day, fairly and unfairly, for anything they can possibly think of. I will be thoroughly shocked if they find one single victory for the mayor in a poll, in a debate, in a policy, even though our city is currently at the lowest homicides we've seen since the 1950s. The streets are safer. It's, well, not surprising. Let me put it that way. Kwamel from Gardena, good morning.
Well, hello to the there. How you be?
I be
Mr.
good. Oh, now I'm Mr. Free. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to, you try to keep the rhyme going.
Yeah, I give you the poetry pass on that one.
Yeah, I couldn't be hip hop or something. Anyway.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll give you the MC's pass. Sure, you want that one? That one comes with a felony, though.
Enough.
Just kidding.
Nah. Be all. See, now you went white on me now. But anyway, now
what?
Be like Ron.
What?
Be like Ron and Richard.
What? Am I
be
seeing
like
a different trial than you're seeing? I'm just saying.
Be like Ron and Richard. I'm like, be like Ron and Richard. I'm checking in on my baby at home, girl. No, stop. Anyway.
Oh no, Kwamel, did you have 2 cups of coffee today?
I've had no cups of nothing. I just got I'm getting ready for work right now. But all right, but the drop. Okay, before I get to a topic I got, to drop some news on you. So you heard about Hawthorne Mall and that they finally are tearing that mother effer down.
And you seem rather happy about that.
I mean, you can sit there and do nothing with it for the longest. My mother's car got flooded in the middle of the bottom of that parking lot back when I was a kid. So yeah, there's horrible memories.
Okay, so it's personal for you. You have something against the Hawthorne Mall.
I mean, doing nothing with the space for the longest, and it just kind of sitting there. I don't even live
So what
in
are they
Hawthorne,
What are they building over there? Housing?
That I don't know. I mean, obviously single family dwellings won't work on a space where there used to be a massive sky print, if you will. So I figure it probably might be some if it was to be like homes you could own, probably maybe condos or something. But I'd like to see a tall storefront with housing above to kind of continue that sort of movement. But it's really up to the
I mean,
folks
to be
down
honest with you,
there.
Kwamel, I'm surprised more of these malls aren't turning into housing, because I mean, I know from what I understand, it's harder than it sounds to turn it into housing, but there's so many malls that are either completely abandoned or might as well be abandoned because there's hardly anything happening in there. They've got the plumbing, they have a foundation, and I guess Hawthorne, I didn't realize, had been shut down since the 90s. Sheesh.
Yeah, since 99. Building 77 closed in 99. I'm not even sure why it got closed, But,
wow. And the only reason I guess that they're demoing the property, which apparently starts today, is because the courts ordered them to do so. That's pretty pathetic.
I mean, the guy was just squatting on it, which made zero sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, you own the spot. I'm like, hey, why not turn into something that's going to make some money? I mean, what? We're just totally bankrupt of ideas. That's the only thing I could even think of.
Yeah, it sounds. Usually, there's some kind of little fishy scam going on. Some kind of little, tax scam or something. This is the Charles Coe and M&A Gabay that owns this, and it's 35 acres. That's huge. Wow.
Yeah, and it's funny too. Before I spin off this subject, because a lot of malls take up footprints the size of football stadiums. Like, look at Lakewood, for instance, or look at Del Amo for an even better example. Del Amo was once two malls that got brought together.
Okay, that makes sense because it looks like two malls.
Yeah.
It does.
It was the Fashion Square and the Fashion Center, so they were like two competing malls right next to each other back in the day. It's kind of funny when you think about how a lot of the city used to come, or a lot of places used to come together. So it's good to finally see some forward movement.
This is interesting. It's just saying that the only reason that it closed is because it just couldn't compete with so many malls in Southern California and so many in the area. And I think now, because people shop online so much, you would think that some of these malls would be turned into something we actually need, which is housing. Apparently, we don't know what's going to happen to the Hawthorne Mall. That's crazy. We're talking about 10 square blocks, so that's a huge piece of property. They're tearing it down because the court told them to tear it down, but they're not telling us. It was supposed to be housing and, like you said, like a mixed-use type situation. But they're not saying what it is now exactly.
But just like your station's been talking about with Destination Crenshaw, it kind of draws like squatters and
traffic and vermin. Yeah.
Yeah, no, all the above, and it just sitting there just didn't add up at all. It's absolute blight, and it doesn't allow a city to move forward.
Okay, well, I guess the city of Hawthorne on their website is going to keep you up to date with what's happening there. But so far, all I can see are they're forcing them to demolish, but they don't have any plans to build. Alrighty. Well, I guess one step at a time. Just like Boyle Heights, can we get some progress? We'll take it. These corporations and private owners have to be held accountable to, as you say, Kwamel, the folks that live and work in those areas. 800-920-1580, that is the number that Kwamel called, and you are invited to do the same. cityofhawthorne.org, by the way, if you want to track it. I'm Dominique DiPrima. As they say, we're live and local. KVLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. The DEA's Detroit Field Division has announced a major drug seizure in Michigan, taking more than 8.5 million potentially lethal doses of fentanyl off the streets. Special Agent in Charge, Joseph Dixon, with a message.
We will find you. We will arrest you. We will ensure that you are brought to a court of justice.
Authorities also confiscated 142 firearms and arrested 176 people during the operation. A new judge will oversee the appeal of Carmelo Anthony, the Texas teen convicted in the killing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. Anthony's attorneys argued the trial judge made prejudicial comments after the verdict, and an appeal hearing is set to begin today. And the Tupac Shakur murder trial continues in Las Vegas. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis is accused of orchestrating Shakur's 1996 murder. He's pleaded not guilty and faces life behind bars. Court was only in session for half a day on Wednesday. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
I'm a bad man. The Dodgers swept their 3-game series at Colorado. They beat Colorado 6-4 Wednesday night in 10 innings. Mookie Betts was 3 for 5 at the plate with a homer and an RBI single in the 10th. The Dodgers picked up a game on Milwaukee for the best record in Major League Baseball. They trailed Milwaukee by only a game and a half. Milwaukee lost last night to Seattle. The Board of Regents at HBCU Texas Southern University voted to approve the hiring of men's basketball coach Corey Lowry, a former assistant at Seton Hall. Lowry is not the coach the players and students wanted. They wanted interim coach Sharon Chapman to keep the job. The entire team joined a large group of students on Tuesday for a protest outside the administration office. It'll be interesting to see what their next move will be and how they react to the Board of Governors' decision. Stay tuned. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Let me tell you about the Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's back.
The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich, it's so rich, and you can choose between the original or the spicy filet.
Ooh, boy.
And then you got those pickled jalapenos tucked right under the filet, and then just to top it all off, you've got a little honey drizzle right on top.
Okay, now I'm a pimento fan.
And I'm feeling the dragon fruit.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Don't let heartburn ruin your day. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. When that burning feeling comes on strong, stop, drop, and fizz your way to quick relief with Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief. Nothing works faster to help calm heartburn, so you can get back to the moments that matter most. Alka-Seltzer begins neutralizing acid in seconds. Try Alka-Seltzer for fast heartburn relief, because life doesn't stop, and neither should you.
Quick, Alka-Seltzer.
Use as directed.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dionne Raymond, Justice Correspondent and host of the Justice Files. For years, LA City Councilman Curran Price has served his district. And for years, he's been under a legal cloud which, frankly, looks thinner every time it's tested in court. Last Friday, a Superior Court judge refused to throw out the corruption case against Price. That's true. But listen to what the judge actually said while doing it. Judge Larry Paul Fiddler called this not a great case. Not our words, his. Price's attorney, standing right there in the courtroom, said it plainly. In denying our motion, the court acknowledged that this is not a great case. We agree. Now, that's not a ringing endorsement of a prosecution. That's a judge saying, essentially, there's just enough here to send it to a jury. Barely. The ruling itself says nothing about guilt. It's not proof of wrongdoing. What it is a low bar, cleared by a thin margin, on evidence the court itself has called circumstantial. Councilman Price has pleaded not guilty. He denies the allegations. And after 3 terms representing his district, he's term limited and on his way out of office, regardless of how this case ends. Which raises a fair question. What exactly is served? By dragging a longtime champion for working families in South Los Angeles through a trial that even the presiding judge doesn't sound confident about. We're not saying elected officials should not be held accountable. They should. But accountability means something different from a prosecution that struggles to convince the very judge overseeing it. Curran Price deserves his day in court, and he deserves the presumption of innocence any one of us would want for ourselves or a loved one, especially when the bench itself has doubts. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dionne Raymond, Justice Correspondent and host of the Justice Files. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thank you for waking up with me. I decided to stream on Instagram. So if you want to go to DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio, that's where I'm streaming on Instagram. But we also are on YouTube at KBLA 1580. Thing about it, when I go on my Instagram, I keep it going even during news, traffic, and sports. I might have some commentary. Who knows? Anyway, you can call me. That's what Kwamel did. 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. Kwamel, were you still trying to land? I see you still sitting there.
Yeah. I know your boy Yogi Fish is going to clown me and chat. Be like, yeah, land, please. This was for you, Yogi. Anyways, I was thinking about last night how there's constant Democrat hurt being preached by a lot of folks, a lot of folks who want to sound like they got the best of intentions among us, and it really is serving nothing more than dissuasion. And I keep kind of going into my Joe Madison bag and asking, okay, what are you going to do about it? As the brother Paul is once suggested, like, okay, how are you moving? How are you moving? What thing do you want to suggest? Or is just preaching about Democrat hurt the point?
I think it is the point. That's why I wonder about Dems and even progressives who spend all day long, harping about everything that the Democrats do wrong and everything that Kamala Harris does wrong, instead of focusing on what are we building, who are we electing, what policies are we supporting, and what are the next steps? And also just counteracting false narratives. I mean, the fact that the LA Times has front cover that the mayor lost the debate, eye roll for me. I listened to it last night, and the mayor won, like by a mile. I'm sorry, it wasn't even close. She was confident. She was throwing punches and also setting the record straight. Nithya Raman was clearly thinking she's the smartest person in the room, and she's no dummy. But you're going up against a black woman with decades of experience who stood up one of the most effective community organizations in the city, who was the first black woman in the country to run a state house in the California Assembly, which is no small feat. The Assembly is huge, right? It's a big state. And then she goes to Congress. I mean, she's going toe-to-toe with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Assembly, toe-to-toe with Trump in the doggone Congress, and then just leaves a cushy job in Congress where she could be until she's 99, because that's what they can do in the Congress and in the Senate, right? To come home and do the community organization, Tone, is Community Coalition. I'm sure you're familiar with it. They've done quite a bit of work in your community. I mean, look, so all that goes to Congress, leaves a cushy job because she wants to come back to her city, and now you're going to act. I mean, you can be brilliant, and still you come up against the combination of brilliance and experience, and sorry, you met your match. Doesn't mean you're useless. It just means you lost. And in my opinion, the mayor clearly won last night's debate, making the point, as she did, that it's weird. Like, you want to take credit for what the mayor has done, but also criticize her and say she hasn't done anything, which is a very strange kind of tact to take and position to have to take. But again, I don't expect the LA Times to give Mayor Karen Bass credit for anything. They generally do not support black leadership, male or female. And then we know that the owner of that paper, Dr. Patrick Shang, I hope I'm saying his name right, is a billionaire from South Africa who is the man who decided that the LA Times would no longer endorse, just in time for him to not endorse, for the editorial board to not endorse Kamala Harris for President of the United States, which, okay. So we don't love supporting black women at all.
If I may.
Yes, you may. I know I crashed into your landing, but go ahead, Kwame.
I mean, I'm sitting like, what I said, I didn't set you off. But,
yeah.
same-
No, I come in set off. That's what all that water is for. Keep me from just bursting
I
into
was like,
flames.
put Jada Pinkett and Vivica Fox right next to her with the gat, and it's on and cracking. But it's kind of like the same. It's kind of the same thing you see with those Gaza protesters and these FBA people and even the Democrat hurt crew. A lot of folks who like to let the Trumps of the world off the hook and say nothing about them, like it goes either saying at best it goes without saying, or they actually like that kind of chaos and always kind of go back to Democrat hurt, as if just running around preaching Democrat hurt is some sort of solution and is going to motivate people. I really do think some of these folks, usually see them on Bookface or on X or something like that, are being paid to dissuade. And
Yeah,
I didn't mean to make those rhymes like that.
Yes, you did. You over here trying to drop bars. You over here trying to drop bars, Cormel. Don't even play.
Sound like Sharpton and shit. You're like, whoa,
yeah. Woo, you went off into podcast land. But we are still FCC regulated over here. Anyway, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think that is part of, this is not the time. I get being nuanced. I'm not a party line type person. I'm an independent thinker. But I also think that there's a time and a place for everything. And I do think, I always quote my dad. I remember, when I used to host the front page when I first started, there were so many people coming at me, saying everything in the book and out of the book. And my dad reminded me to keep in mind that for some of these people, that is their job. It is their job to dismantle, to naysay. Even some folks, that hop in and out of our YouTube chat, that's their actual job. They are paid to disrupt you, to confuse you, to help you lose confidence, and to just spew talking point. If a person talks in only talking points, that's a red flag. If a person is like a loop over and over saying the same stuff that doesn't, even if it doesn't seem to make sense, that is a red flag. And I say this all the time, there's a reason each one of us gets our own head. We don't have to share one. We're supposed to use it to think. I had an argument with a very brilliant scholar, I do that sometimes in my spare time for fun, who was claiming that AI is smarter than us. No, AI is not smarter than us. AI is the aggregation, the compiling of all of our knowledge and brilliance. Miles is moving up to the mic. Anything about AI, here comes Miles. AI is not smarter than us. AI is faster than us, but it's not smarter than us. It's taking our knowledge and regurgitating it.
And before Miles even gets started, AI is more built for an execution, but it takes us to, not even necessarily just train it, but actually full on educated on this is how the thing works. You're just doing something that, we call it slop for a reason, because they're just coming up with random crapola and expecting everyone to just rock with it. And it's like, no, nah, man.
Okay, well, your landing is terrible. You're like all these gamers that they're hiring now to be air traffic controllers.
Okay,
You're not bringing the plane down.
The turbulence is keeping me in the air. Last thing.
Yes,
now
sir.
I am landing.
Okay.
Now I am landing. This Saturday and Sunday, y'all, come to Sims Library of Poetry, 2702 West Florence, because my good folks at Black Lantern Books, who y'all need to visit with a dope legacy library, have the Black Anthology Book Fair. Before Miles gets started, come on through 12 to 7, both days, 2702 West Florence in L.A. Sims Library of Poetry times Black Lantern Books.
Only because it's you, Kwamel, did I let you do a whole commercial, because believe it or not, we are a business, and if we would love to have them as advertisers if they would like to call our sales department. But also, we love to support poetry, so thank you for that.
Okay, I'm landing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kwamel. Appreciate you. 800-920-1580. That's the number Kwamel called. We invite you to do the same, 800-920-1580. The phone lines are open. If you saw or heard last night's mayoral debate, bring it. Let's hear it. For me, it was a clear victory for the mayor. I think she made some very important points, including the point that the challenger, Councilmember Nithya Raman, has been in City Hall longer than the mayor, and yet she wants to come in as if she's the fresh-faced outsider. She is playing the young card. She is younger than the mayor, but she's Gen X, which ain't that young. The Gen X people are not considered the young people. Even the millennials are starting to get, called out, Miles, for being chronologically gifted. So we're talking about a Gen X versus a boomer. There's no young upstart in that conversation. In any case, Miles, did you want to say something about that AI exchange? I don't think AI is smarter than we are. Sorry, Doc.
Not us, not me and you and Kwamel and most of the KBLA delegation. There's some people out there though. I would love to see, the test between them and AI and see who's really putting up numbers on the board.
No. But see, that's not a fair fight because AI has access to all of not all of, but a lot of our knowledge and facts. So AI can spit out facts because it's aggregating a lot of information. It's faster than we are, but it's not smarter than we are. There's a difference. If it has access to all of this knowledge like a giant encyclopedia, yeah, it can, even though it gets it wrong a lot, it can make itself seem smarter, but it's not more inventive, more creative, more soulful. It's not smarter than we are. It's human information. It should be called artificial information, right, not artificial intelligence, because intelligence requires creativity, soulfulness. It requires inventiveness, innovation, right, and that's what I am saying.
You're being very nice, and you're 100% right, because there is levels to it. But what is all this soulfulness and inventiveness and creativeness if that person is not using it, and they're not as intelligent as me and you would be? When?
Are we talking about the AI? Well,
I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is it depends on what are the parameters of the contest. If the contest is spitting out facts, AI will probably win because it's faster than we are.
Okay.
But if the context is creating something, if the context is inventing something, is the context human intelligence of emotional intelligence, spiritual understanding? Sorry, we are smarter than artificial aggregators.
You're right. We as a collective are, for sure. I'm getting down to the individual level.
Okay,
I know some people
individuals as well. We the individuals are. And as soon as we buy that AI is some kind of superior being, we're cooked.
We can have a debate. I get it. I get you. And I'm not a proponent for it. I'm just saying I'm watching some individuals slip underneath, slip underneath some of these AI stuff. Like, really, I get you on having the emotional intelligence and the soulful and spiritual part of it. Like, those are layers that the AI will never have. So, you're going to win off top on a lot of levels, but on the ground level, what we talking about, Dominique, just being real, calling a spade, I'm seeing, there's some people that are crashing out and going lower and lower by the day.
Well, I'm not going to argue that. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in on this or any of the other things we like to talk about. We talk about all of the things. Culture, we talk politics, we talk relationships, we talk human endeavor. And right now, me and Miles arguing just a little bit about AI. Hey, what's up, Nadine, girl? Long time no see. Okay, so I'm streaming on Instagram at DiPrima Radio, streaming on YouTube at KBLA 1580. We are streaming on Facebook, also KBLA 1580, and we are on the phone lines at 800-920-1580, and we're doing terrestrial radio. We are in multiple centuries at the same time. We are time traveling. 800-920-1580. That is the number to call. Okay, let's slip in Lala real quick here. Lala from La La Land. Oh, yeah. Good morning.
Oh, this is L.A.
Oh, it's L.A., not Lala. Gotcha.
I haven't talked to you in like 2 years. You might have forgot.
I might have forgot. What's on your mind, L.A., from L.A.?
Nothing. I watched part of the debate last night, and I have to agree with you most of what you have to say. But one statement that somebody just made now said about is LA more intelligent than we as people? Well, who invented AI? Because AI didn't invent itself. There was no computers back in the old days.
This is for you,
They all
Miles.
came from God, baby. You got to be smart enough to realize that.
I mean, just to be people's advocate, because I never advocate for the devil. Just to be people's advocate, can the student surpass the teacher? And I think that's what people are afraid of, that AI aggregates all this knowledge, which comes from us, and then becomes our overlord somehow.
Right. And if you read your Bible, it says in the Bible that the smartest person in the world is smart. Is not better than God at his most stupid.
Paraphrasing, but well said. Paraphrasing. Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you on that. I mean, whatever the police state, AI state, whatever, I lean on God, because you know, if Jesus says yes, nobody can say what? No.
Yeah. So I forgot exactly where it is in the Bible. So read your Bible because it says that in the Bible about the smartest person in the world. God, his words,
looking in the index, biblical verses on AI. All right, LA. I appreciate the call. Appreciate the perspective. Miles, you want to clap back on that?
I agree, man. The entire AI is designed off of God's greatest invention, which is the human design. So, you know, if you study the human design, you'll understand AI 1,000 times better, because it's just trying to emulate you and be a better you than you. So you have to be the highest level of yourself before you step into this world, because it's trying to be the highest level of you.
Something's going on right now, because that was bars right there, Miles. Everybody's flowing this morning. I'm not mad at it. And by the way, Miles has his own show now, Saturdays at noon and again at 7, and you don't want to miss it. The Do Better show.
Better.
Do better. You thought that was bars. Listen to the show. Thank you, LA. Don't be a stranger. He called me at 800-920-1580. I encourage you to do the same. KBLA, Talk 1580.
Where the overlooked become unmissable. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
I'm an Eaton Fire hero. I was trapped there January 7th, 2025, so I was awarded the Carnegie American Red Cross and the Kiwanis Lifesaver Award. So, to me, this looks like a slow burn. You constantly see Dr. Hardy, Pastor Caldwell, Mr. Smiley here. Their business is slowly impacted. Now, in Altadena, it was a quick burn. Everybody left. Everybody got priced out. They didn't have enough money to stay afloat. They couldn't rebuild their property. So, to me, this is a target for the developers. In my opinion, having been in Altadena for 18 months, still today, I still feed all of those people there because they're still displaced because they can't afford to come back. So what do? They move down to the Inland Empire, or they just call it a day and they go back to another state. So it's important to hold leadership accountable, because as of right now, they've abdicated their responsibility. They just show up for the cameras and they don't even come to see you.
Keeping them in check. We're KBLA, Talk 1580.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hear that? That's Alka-Seltzer, the sound of fast heartburn relief. Because when heartburn hits, you want something that works fast. Quick! Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer effervescent tablets start neutralizing stomach acid in seconds, so nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Next time, when that burning feeling comes on strong, don't wait. Quick! Alka-Seltzer. Try Alka-Seltzer. Use as directed.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for Progressive Talk Radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back, indeed. I maybe tomorrow, Miles, in our first hour, we'll play some clips from that debate because the first debate of the election season, the mayoral one, to me, clear win for the mayor. LA Times disagrees. So far, you're agreeing with me. If you have another take, I'd love to hear from you, even if you have the same take. 800-920-1580. What I saw was the most confident version of Mayor Karen Bass. What I saw was the no-nonsense, assertive version. I did not hear word salads. I did hear her taking credit for what she has done and pointing out the ironies. And it's crazy that this happens on the very day, this debate, when Councilmember Nithya Raman has been removed from the Housing Committee by the City Council President. She's been removed. And she's complained about that, saying it's political, as if all committee appointments were not political. And it's wild that she goes on stage to debate the mayor on the same day that she missed the housing meeting. She's complaining about being removed from that committee, but she hadn't, that removal was not effective yet. So she should have been at that meeting, but she missed it. And on the very day of the debate, the mayor saying she don't show up to the meetings, she's removed from the committee, she's complaining, she's saying that this is retaliatory, and yet she doesn't show up for the very meeting. It was incredibly ironic. And the fact that, Mr. Ariano, who wrote the piece for the Times, claiming that the mayor lost, and he says lost badly. What? Were we on the same channel? What? I don't know. What did you have a filter on? I didn't see that at all. Didn't hear that at all. And I think it was a solid W for the mayor, but of course, first of many. And as I said, now do South LA, because folks love to cater to the Valley, just like they love to cater to the soccer moms, like they love to cater to the independent voters. What do y'all have to say to the core? What do y'all have to say to your P1s, as we call them, your base? What do you have to say to the base when you're not busy courting the people that want to give more and more and more money to the police, when you're not busy courting the people that don't, want to have unhoused folks in their neighborhoods? When you're not busy courting those folks, what do you say then? And that's the debate that I'm waiting to hear. And I'm sure we'll have plenty of those. But for round one, clear winner, Mayor Karen Bass. 800-920-1580. That's the number to call. Next hour, we will get an update on the Keith Porter situation. Keith Porter, black man killed by ICE, an off-duty ICE agent. And the family met with the DA, Nathan Hochman. We'll hear from Keith Porter Jr.'s cousin, who's also an activist, when we come forward. You can find me on KBLA 1580, streaming on YouTube, streaming on Facebook, and on your landline radio. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. The DEA's Detroit Field Division has announced a major drug seizure in Michigan, taking more than 8.5 million potentially lethal doses of fentanyl off the streets. Special Agent in Charge, Joseph Dixon, with a message.
We will find you. We will arrest you. We will ensure that you are brought to a court of justice.
Authorities also confiscated 142